the point is that if you switch this claim around, you can blame any ideology, you can blame any belief, whether it be religiously motivated or not, you know, uh, as having its fanatics and fueling the fire for those fanatics. Okay, that's it. That's it. You know, you can take anti-theism, you can take new atheism's claims that religion must go, that must be exterminated, off the face of the earth. That it can be motivation for people to go around and kill other people that don't agree with them. Anything can be used that way. People manipulate beliefs all the time. Okay, there is no direct correlation between all religion and violence. Okay, the basic argument that a lot of new atheists are using is that religion, therefore immoral behavior. Religion, therefore irrational behavior or irrational belief. That's a non sequitur. Anybody with common sense, and everybody has common sense but doesn't use it sometimes, would understand this. Okay? Because if this were true, then everybody would act the same way. But they don't. Alright? It's no different than me saying, we should get rid of evolutionary theory because they're social Darwinist. You'd think that's stupid. Okay, and I do too. And that's exactly how I feel about your positions on religion. You have absolutely zero evidence to claim that religion has anything to do with irrationality because you base it on one concept of faith that not even all theologians share with you, but you and Dawkins and the rest of them don't seem to care for other people's opinions. Uh, let's see. You also claim that religion, therefore violence or immoral behavior, though it's clearly evident that the majority of the world who is religious does not act in this manner. So you have zero evidence. You have absolutely no evidence for your claims. Dawkins, Dennett, Harris, Hitchens, when they say things like religion poisons everything, religion does this, religion that, all they're doing is a guilt by association fallacy. They're taking a bunch of people that have recorded in history that have done bad things, they're throwing them in a pile and saying, here's religion. This is religion. And they're ignoring everything else. Yeah, they may mention them every now and then, say, oh yeah, Mother Teresa did this, or, Martin Luther King, he did okay, he did some nice things. But other than that, they're not representatives of religion. They're not the real religious people, Obviously, they were motivated by something that wasn't religious. Yeah. Okay. So that's really the claim of the video. It's just throwing it back at the new atheist movement. It's showing that it's a ridiculous claim to make. It is backed by zero evidence. It's no more absurd than the claims I make in my video, though I think some of them aren't very absurd. I think some of the groups that I mentioned in there and some of the people in there fit the bill rather nicely. And as far as I'm concerned, the anti-theism that's being perpetuated by the new atheist movement today is no different than racism. It's no different than Holocaust deniers. It's no different than the paranoid, end of the world, religious fanatics out there. Okay, it's all like a conspiracy theory sort of thing. It has zero evidence. It's all backed by pseudoscience. You see so many people now in the atheist movement backing the Jesus myth theory. That's so ridiculous. It's been totally rejected almost by all of scholarship, and yet it's being touted as the truth. Yet at the same time, ID, which is a minority position, intelligent design, is not the truth. See, it's another double standard there that a lot of these new atheists don't seem to quite get. It's absolutely ridiculous. All that you're doing, the new atheist movement, is just demonizing the other position. And I get all these claims on my comments page. Oh, we don't really hate people. We don't really hate theists. Then why do you say the things you do? Then why do you go around insulting people? Why do you go around degrading people's intelligence, or even claiming they are mentally unstable? You don't see. I don't think it's a trendy thing to do these days to go around to mental asylums and call those people stupid. If you had any compassion in your heart, you wouldn't do that. If you actually had any intention of persuading people, you wouldn't do that because it's totally counterproductive. I don't know. That's really all I really want to say. I could rant on forever and ever, but I really prefer not to. It's really just common sense. I don't need to give you mathematical data. I don't need to give you, test tubes and all this other stuff. Okay, I really don't. Right? You haven't provided any evidence for these claims at all. all you do is quote Hitchens, Harris, Dawkins, etc. Like a lot of the Southern, Christian fundamentalist fanatics do, with their Bibles, and then you claim it's the truth, and then you go back to the same source and claim that's the truth. There's nothing there. Okay, it's an empty claim. It's absolutely empty claim. Every ideology can be abused. Every ideology has been abused, and that's it. There's nothing inherent within religion that causes violence. There's nothing inherent within religion that is immoral. There's nothing inherent within religion in general that causes irrationality. Faith itself is a concept that is disagreed or agreed widely by many religious people. Faith itself is not also the only criteria that people use to believe things. If the version of faith that you claim that is the only version they accept, for instance, I accept that that's what faith is. However, at the same time, I believe my faith or my religion's views because of, but I don't just walk in and go, oh, here it is. And even if I did, even if it seems irrational, the way I approached it was irrational, does not necessitate that what I believe in is not true, which is another common fallacy thrown out by the new atheists because, a person came to B belief irrationally, therefore B belief is irrational. That's not how it works, okay? It's correlation causation fallacy. It's ridiculous. That's basically all I want to say. That's the point of my video, okay? Anybody who just keeps nitpicking the details in there is obviously not getting the point and is thinking a little bit too shallowly, all right? Think a little deeper about it, okay? The belief is that moderate religion, all religion must go because it's fueling the fire for fanatics. It causes irrationality and immorality. This is obviously not true looking at it empirically. It's not true of the entire world. It's not inherent within all religion in general. It's not even inherent in any major religions. Okay, Christianity, for instance, one of the major tenets is love thy enemy and love thy neighbor. All right, that unless you think the concept of love is actually hate, that doesn't equate to mass killings or cutting people's throats or dehumanizing them. Okay, sure, you can point out every passage in the Old Testament that seems to contradict that, but unless you take the entire ideology, the entire concepts of Christianity together, that makes absolutely no sense. Sure, there's been a lot of Christians that go Old Testament style on people, but this does not necessitate that this is Christianity. Okay, it's simply a guilt by association fallacy. You have no evidence, absolutely none, to back this claim. Okay, that religion must go, or that moderation is dangerous, etc., etc. You have nothing. And I'd like you to show me proof or evidence other than just naming off people. Because unless you can truly prove that this is the case, or that there's any sufficient amount of evidence to prove that this is the case, then it's, like I said, it's an empty claim. And that's it. Thanks for listening.